Hey, this is Mad Matt.
Hard Coral.
We're talking to you today about the new engine for Project 240Z. Now, the original engine was an L24, 2.4 liter straight six. This engine started out as an L28 that comes out of the 280Z and 280ZX, which is a 2.8 liter straight six. And the block was bored to 88 millimeters instead of a stock 86. JE pistons were put in, which are forged JE pistons that are special, 88 millimeters. And the crank is an 85 millimeter stroker because the stock stroke is 79 millimeters. So from 79 to 85 millimeters. So all in all, with bore and stroke, this equals 3.1 liters or 3,100 cc's, which is a big improvement over the stock 2.8. So you can see we've put new freeze plugs in it. We painted the engine. We put a new Arizona Z oil pan, which already comes with the oil return line. And you can see the fins on the bottom of the oil pan if you go look under.
Yep, all the way right here.
Nice little fins and everything like that. And it's quite the engine. And she can show you what the stock piston looks like. See, the top of it is dished. It's a top dished piston. And that's what a stock 2.8 piston looks like. And this one has just the recesses big enough for the valves. So what it does is give a higher compression ratio and chambers and just channels all your fuel air mixture in one spot. So when the explosion happens, it's a more powerful explosion. There's less, it's more compression, more explosion power, and it channels it right on the valve areas, or right on the flat spot right there. So you get a much better burn. So far, that's what's happened to Project 240Z. We've also got a new turbocharger we're going to show you, so stand by. Right now I'm going to talk to you about the head. Now the head is at Rebello's, and they're very known for the L series engines, making them very powerful. They're doing a bigger valve improvement. You know, it's already got the bigger cam, porting, polishing, chambering the head just right so it has just the right amount of compression and will work good with this turbo setup that we're doing, the blow-through triple 2-barrel Weber carburetor setup. Actually, they're Solix Mikunis, which is the Japanese version of the Weber DCOE carb. They're really good. And this is the turbo we had in the test engine, because we just put a regular L28 in there for a while to just check it out. And this is a triple K turbocharger, and I really don't like this turbo very much, but the guy who owns the car did, so we went with it. And we found the car didn't pull very good until after 4,000 RPMs, because you have a really big turbine section on this and a small compressor section. So the turbo section on this is really big, which means it takes a lot of exhaust to spool. And here's the intake section, which is really small in comparison with the turbine side, which means you're not getting a lot of air volume. Where, look at the new turbocharger, it's the opposite. You got a small turbo section, so exhaust gases go in here really quick and spool this up. It's got a large compressor section, and look at the size of that compressor wheel.
It's huge.
It's a big one. And it's also a water-cooled turbocharger as well. So it's got oil in, oil out, water in, water out. So it's water-cooled to keep the turbocharger even cooler where the ball bearings are, because it's a ball bearing turbo. Which means it spools easier and responds faster. And this turbo should start pulling very hard, about just under 3,000 RPMs, and it'll pull all the way to redline really hard because there's a lot of volume and pressure going with it. And this small turbo is going to spool up really fast. So unlike this one, which takes a lot of exhaust to spool and get it up to speed, this one will spool very fast, very high response, and it's got a much larger compressor and compressor blades. It's got much bigger.
Everything's bigger.
It's an AR70, which is a big compressor section. So that's a hell of a turbo. And you know, here's the Eagle rods were used on the engine as well. There's the JE pistons box. You know, it had Eagle rods. We couldn't show them to you because we already have the oil pan on. So That's about that. And that's where we're at with the 240Z right now. And thanks again for watching Budget Boosting. If you like us on YouTube, like us on Facebook, check out our Budget Boosting website and get those Budget Boosting window stickers.
Yeah, they look good.
They can make any car look just that much better. And remember, knowledge is power.
It's horsepower.
Keep going just like that. See how the shine's starting to come out? Go a little faster and a little harder to basically get this, since we're kind of on time right now.
We totally are.
And look at that. See, it's starting to come out. And we kind of did this quickly. I mean, what you want to do is